What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. As you guys can see, I'm out here in downtown Denver. Today's episode, also real quick before we get started, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Everybody that's been joining up on the channel has been super appreciated. The channel's been growing slowly and I appreciate that. I got to put more time into making some videos like this, but appreciate everybody who tunes in. In today's episode, I wanted to kind of do something that I haven't done before. I want to tell you guys a little story. Recently, a USPS driver, a male driver, smashed into my brand new BMW X3, my new used BMW X3. Now it's even more used. But over the last month, we've had this Outback, the Subaru Outback, as the rental because of that incident. So in this video, I want to tell you guys the story of the USPS driver who crashed into my car, and then also do a little bit of a review on this Outback, because as soon as I get my BMW back, I want to do a full review on that as well. So hope you guys are having a great day, and we'll get into the video. All right, guys, what is going on? I'm in the Subaru Outback, the rental car, to tell you guys this this portion of the story. So it was about a month ago, more than a month ago actually. It was like a week after I got the BMW, the 2020 BMW X3. I got it with 19,000 miles on it. It's the newest, nicest car I've had in my life so far. Can't wait to continue to upgrade the vehicles over time, but I love the car. And I was hosting an open house at basically $1 million listing outside of Denver. And during that open house, a USPS driver in a mail van hit a piece of ice or whatever. There wasn't even that much snow on the ground, but said that he, didn't see the car. But my car was parked on the side of the road, and he sideswiped my my new Beamer with his mail van. So it's been an interesting experience, to say the least. I'll include some clips, like maybe here. Take some video. So I've got this on video. This postal car, 0322409, driven by this gentleman, smashed into the back of our parked car in this residential neighborhood. So super interesting. Dealing with this has not been the most ideal situation. Obviously, I only had the car for like a week before that happened, and now I've had this rental Subaru Outback for about a month. And I got that video. I got the guy on video who hit the car and everything. And dealing with USPS has also been interesting. It's been quite a process. So thankfully, the insurance quote and all of that was approved. The car is at the body shop, so we should be picking up the car over the next week or so. So I can't wait to have the BMW back. And when I do get that car back, I'm going to do a full review on that car, because that car I've actually loved. So after that whole USPS thing happened, we got this rental Subaru Outback. And this Outback we've had for about a month, and I thought it'd be fun to kind of do my opinion. Obviously this isn't a car review channel. I don't do a lot of car reviews, but I do mix and match content with the stuff that I'm interested in and the stuff that I'm doing. So I thought it would be a lot of fun to create a little review on this Subaru Outback, and I can safely tell you guys that I hate this car. I don't know if you guys are Subaru fans out there. I actually used to own, I think it was a Forester. It was a red Forester a few years ago, and I've never been a fan of Subarus. So with that, let me get into this video a little bit. I'll show you guys the outside of the car. I'll explain to you why I don't like it, really. Some of the features that, I think could definitely be better. And with that, let's get into the rest of the video. All right, guys, so we got Empire Field right there, Empower Field or whatever. That's where the Broncos play. So let's take a little 360 of this Outback. Doesn't look great. I don't know if you guys are a big fan of Subarus. In Colorado, Subarus are incredibly popular, and I get that they are pretty good in the snow, but once you have experienced kind of a different level of car, I'd even prefer some other cheaper cars than this. I just haven't been super excited about this car at all. Obviously, it needs a car wash and stuff like that. So let's jump in. Actually, before we jump in, I'll show you guys the front. It's a beautiful day here in Denver as well. So there's the front of this Outback, and there's a couple things that after having it for about a month, I just don't like at all. So you guys may or may not know, depending on what kind of car you drive, but the new BMW that I just bought has some seating, not some seating, but some spacing right here for your legs, to where it's got a little bit of extra material on the seats. So it's much more comfortable to drive. Also, maybe this is just a personal pet peeve, but in the Subaru, I have decently long legs. I'm not that tall, I'm about 6 feet tall, but this Subaru, I'm as far back as the chair will allow, and I don't have as much leg room as I would like. My knees are basically at the steering wheel. So those are a couple initial things about the car that I don't like. Let's keep getting into it. So one of the most frustrating things about this Subaru Outback, it does have CarPlay, which is good and everything, but when you start this thing up, CarPlay and the Bluetooth don't work. I've had dozens of instances now in this car where the Bluetooth and the Apple CarPlay will not work properly, where I'll get a phone call and it'll be synced to CarPlay and then it'll try to connect to the Bluetooth and it won't work. The tech system, the Starlink system in this car just does not really work that well in comparison to the wireless CarPlay that the 2020 BMW X3 has. It's definitely been kind of like a downgrade. You know, obviously it's an okay car, but it's definitely been a downgrade for me. And then if you look, there's a few different things about this car detail-wise that I just don't like, so let's keep getting into that. So maybe you guys out there, and hit the comments if you guys are as picky as me, or if you guys haven't paid attention to any of this, or if you don't care if you do. I'm curious if you guys are as picky as me, or if you guys would even notice it. But we're sitting in a normal parking lot. You know, it's not an incredibly sunny day here. You know, you can see the cloud coverage in the sky. Not a super sunny day. And the angle that Subaru built this center console constantly has a glare. Like, the glare on this little console screen is basically constant 100% of the time. So between the constant glare, the Bluetooth, and the CarPlay not really working, and then, oh, there you go. I turned the volume down before and it just went back up. So another example, the system kind of has a little bit of a mind of its own. So I don't know if we'll be able to catch this on this video in terms of the audio, but when you drive this car, it's also incredibly loud. It is not very, I guess, insulating. You know, you hear everything on the road. You hear every single bump. You hear every car next to you. It just is not enjoyable to drive. You know, the experience of driving this car doesn't really compare to the Ford Explorer that I used to have, my Audi Q5. Really, out of all the cars that I've had in my life, and rental cars included, I'm just not impressed with this Outback at all. It doesn't sound good, it doesn't feel good, the tech doesn't really work correctly, the way the car is set up is not really to my style. So there's just so many different things about this car that I would not ever pick in a vehicle that I actually bought myself or would buy myself. Also, the cabin is pretty small in terms of space, you know, in terms of how much space you have to the passenger seat. There's not a lot of room here. So if you're in here with, you know, a couple other people, or if your passenger or you are, you know, larger than 5'8" or 5'9", you know, there's not a lot of space in here. So overall, I'm just not impressed with this car. Let's go on a little drive and show you guys what it looks like on the road. So that was my little rant about the Outback, why I don't like it. Let's take you guys on a little ride in the Outback itself. Can't wait to get the Beamer back. At least it has push to start. You know, it's got some features, but not impressed. All right guys, so we're not on the highway yet. I don't know if we're gonna take this on the highway in this video, but when you drive this car, you feel like every single crack in the road. You hear everything. There's no insulation from the wind or even from the car itself. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick that up, but the 4-cylinder engine in this thing is like a go-kart. Like, it just sounds loud. It sounds unappealing. Obviously, it's not a fast car. It's not meant to be, but it just sounds annoying. And then when you add that into the noise, the lack of noise reduction from road noise, and then just the overall like level of comfort on the ride, I can just safely say that I am not impressed with this car at all. So I don't know if you guys are hearing that, but we're feeling every single bump, and it's just not a comfortable ride, you know. Not trying to hate on the Subaru. I know a lot of people in Colorado love them. And actually hit the comments, you know, if you do have a Subaru, what kind do you have? Do you like it? What year is it? Are some of the things that I've said in this video valid, or am I just like totally full of shit? You know, I'd love to hear the comments. It's just my initial feedback from the car. You know, I've had it for about a month, and I just haven't been impressed with it. I've had a lot of cars in my life, and this Subaru just isn't that much fun to drive. It's not that good of a car. The only thing I will say, it's great on gas mileage, and over the next like week or two, as soon as we get the BMW back, we'll do a car review on that, and I'll tell you guys really everything I love about that car. What is going on, guys? Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the channel. Just pulled up to Taco Veloz, one of my favorite local spots here outside of Denver. There's a ton of great spots to get Mexican food. I'm probably gonna start incorporating that on the channel too. Some food reviews, some of my recommendations for around the city. About to get a breakfast burrito. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and over the next week or so, we'll be doing another video on the BMW when we actually get it back. Again, what a crazy experience having USPS hit the car. So hope you guys are having a great day. Peace.